Good morning, students. Today we are starting a new poem, The Laburnum Top, written by Ted Hughes. So, Ted Hughes is the poet of this poem, and it is a very beautiful poem, The Laburnum Top. Laburnum is a tree. Laburnum is a plant with short, it is a short tree and with yellow flowers and poisonous seeds. Okay, so that is a laburnum, and the poem is laburnum top. It means at the top of that laburnum tree. So the poet the poem starts the poem. The laburnum top is silent, quiet, still in the afternoon, yellow September sunlight, a few leaves yellowing, all its seeds fallen. The laburnum top is silent. The poet is saying that the laburnum top is silent. The laburnum tree's top, that was silent, not moving, quite still, because there were no wind is blowing to tremble its leaves. But that tree was very quiet. In the afternoon, yellow September sunlight. In the afternoon, yellow September, yellow September sunlight. It means at the time of September, it is the season of September, season of autumn. In the month of September is the season of autumn. There is not no any activities. The stillness was there, and the tree top is silent. A few leaves yellowing, and the leaves were yellow in color. All its seeds fallen, and all the seeds, that tree's seeds had been fallen. So the poet begins the poem by saying that it is the month of September, it is the autumn season, and the top of the laburnum tree is silent. It has few leaves which are turning yellow, and its seeds have also fallen. So the poet says, so you can see here. You can see here the laburnum tree. Look at the this picture. So it is a laburnum tree. It is a yellow leaves. So the leaves are yellow. Okay. So it is laburnum tree. All leaves are yellowing. So few leaves which are turning yellow. So these leaves turned yellow. It is a laburnum tree. Okay. And now, so look at the second stanza now. Till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup, a suddenness, the startlement at a branch end. Then sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness, and a machine starts up of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trailings, and the whole tree trembles and thrills. It is the engine of her family. She stokes it full, then floats out of a branch and showing her bad face identity mask. So next in the second stanza, till the goldfinch comes. And what is goldfinch? Goldfinch is a bird, the yellow color bird. It is also, you can see in the picture. I will show you here the goldfinch bird. Okay, so look here. It is goldfinch. You can see in this picture the yellow colored bird, and it has the black mark on the face, and it is goldfinch, the yellow color bird. Okay. So the till the goldfinch comes with a twitching chirrup. The goldfinch, that is the bird, a small bird with yellow feathers on its wings. So goldfinch, the poet is saying that the goldfinch comes there with a twitching chirrup. Twitching chirrup. Chirrup, it is the sound of bird. Twitching is a short and sudden with a jerk. The short and sudden voice. Chirrup means the short high pitch sound with a jerk. So it is chirruping. So twitching, chirrup. So goldfinch birds come there with chirrupings. She made sound, a suddenness, startlement, and suddenly it came there. And startlement means amazing sound, making amazing sounds. It was singing, and the bird, suddenness, a startlement at the branch end. So there came goldfinch bird by chirrupings and chitterings and preachings, and suddenly started amazed with amazing sounds, and she sat at the branch of the tree. Then, sleek as a lizard and alert and abrupt, she enters the thickness. And that bird, that goldfinch bird, as a lizard, as smooth, as sleek, smooth as lizards. And she was alert, abrupt. Abrupt means suddenly. Sleek means smooth, suddenly. She enters the thickness. She enters into the leaves, into the thickness of the tree. Thickness of the tree means there were a lot of leaves. So bird enters in that thickness. And when the bird enters into the leaves, and a machine starts up of chitterings and a tremor of wings and trillings, the whole tree trembles and thrills. And now the poet says, when bird take enter, and bird enters into the thickness of the tree, so a machine startups. Machine means the sound of birds and cheeks. Its cheeks were there because the nest, her nest was there, and so the machines start up. The machine refers to the sound of the birds, the chittering sounds of the bird and her cheeks. And the machine starts up of chittering. The machine of chitterings means the sound was producing by the bird and her cheeks. And tremor wings. Tremor means the shake wings. They were shaking their wings. And trillings. Trilling means to sing in a rapid alternating sound, in a very sweet song they were singing. The whole tree trembles and thrills. The whole tree tremble the leaves, and the trees was full of sounds and trembling, and thrill. Thrill means the excitement. It means there was activity. There was some activities. So now, when the goldfinch was not there, that laburnum tree is silent, quiet, and there is no movement, there is no activities in the trees. But when the goldfinch enters in that tree, on that tree, and she enters the thickness in the tree, she went into the leaves, and there was her nest and her cheeks, their babies. So they create a lot of sounds, and they create a big sound, and the chitterings and trillings, and the tree was shaking, the leaves were trembling, and there were some activities, and the whole tree fills with excitement. The whole tree excited, and there were some activities in the trees. It is the engine of her family. She stokes it full, then flirts out to the end branch end, showing her bad face in identity mask. It is the engine of her family. It is the engine of her family. Engine, So it is the engine. The poet is saying the engine of the family. She gave food them, and she stokes it full. Stokes means to put fuel in the fire. To put fuel means she gave food them. She brings food, and she gave food to her family, her cheeks. And then after giving them food, then floats out of to the end of the branch, and she came out. Floats out means move out, and sit on the branch end, and showing her bad face, identity mask. And showing her bad face means the mark with different color. The face, you have seen in the picture, that the whole body is the yellow color and the face is black. So that is the mark, that is the identity mask. The poet says that that is the identity mask of her, of that bird. Okay. So laburnum tree, you see that that laburnum tree top remains still till the goldfinch, a yellow colored bird, comes and starts chirping. It becomes lively. The bird enters the tree like a lizard, very sleekly. The entry is very abrupt, suddenly, and bird seems very alert. The moment the goldfinch enters the thickness of the tree, its cheeks start chirping. It is as if the engine of the machine has started. It likes. As the engine of the machines started, so there were a lot of sounds. The chicks shows their happiness by flapping their wings, and so the leaves of the trees were trembling, and by their chirpings, chitterings. So they are chittering by their chitterings, by flapping the wings. The trees got alive. Okay. And then with the airy delicate whistle. Okay. After that, the next stanza. Then with airy delicate whistle chirrup whisperings, she launches away towards the infinite, and the laburnum subsides to empty. Then with airy delicate whistle chirrup whisperings, the poet is saying that the airy means strange. The strange, delicate whistle chirpings. Delicate whistle, it is the sound, the chirping sound. Whispering means speaking in a low voice. So the goldfinch moves towards the branch and show her masked face. The chirping changes into delicate whistle chirrup whispering. When the bird was with her cheeks, when the bird was near her nest, so there were a lot of chirpings and chitterings. But when the bird moves towards the branch and she sat in the branch, and the chirpings changes into delicate whistle chirp, like a whistle. So it became delicate, it became low, whispering sound, in whispering sounds only. And then after that, the she launches away means she fly in the sky. After that, the bird, she flies away into the infinite means in the sky, open sky. And the laburnum subsides to empty. Subsides means return back. Return back means to become silent again. The laburnum tree, which was full of life and activities till now, suddenly becomes silent and quiet again. The singing of the goldfinch had brought life to the tree for some times, and it again subsides to empty. Subsides to empty means it became silent again. Okay, so there are it is the end of the poem. It is so short poem. And now there are some questions too, 1 to 5. You have to do these questions. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. So you have to do all 5 questions and the summary of the poem. Okay, so it is your homework, today's homework, that these 5 questions and the summary of the poem. And now it is the time of Hindi summary, the Laburnum Top, written by Ted Hughes. Okay, but before the Hindi summary, the time of poetic device. So look at the poetic device. What are the poetic device in this poem? So the poetic devices here, there are many poetic devices used by the poet. The first poetic device is, so look at the rhyme scheme. So still, sunlight, fallen, chirpings, and it is a free verse. It is a called free verse. Free verse means when there is no rhyme scheme. So there is no rhyme scheme in the poem. It is called free verse. And the other, and then look at the alliteration is there also. And alliteration means when the consonant sound repeats. You can see here the silent, like the S sound is here, silent still. So S sound is repeat, so you can say that is alliteration. You can see here in the next, and September and sunlight too, it is also alliteration. And in the next, this is the fourth line, you can see the suddenness, the startlement. So you can see here alliteration is here. And there is another kind of alliteration, that is called assonance. So assonance, when the vowel sound, when the vowel sound became prominent in a particular line, so that is called assonance. And you can see the assonance in the next line, like then, sleek, as, and, alert, abrupt. And so a sound is very prominent. You can see it, the alliteration, it is assonance, because the verb sound is very prominent in this line. So then, sleek, as, a lizard, as, and, alert, and abrupt. Okay, and after that you can see the consonant sound is also repeating. And the consonant sound, when the consonant sound became very prominent, so you can say that is the consonance. Okay, and when verb sound is prominent, so you can say the assonance. Okay, then you can find out the next line here, some alliteration also, like in the tree. You can see here tree trembles, tree trembles. You can see here the alliteration is also here. And in the next line you can see the full and flood, so F sound is repeating, so the alliteration here, T sound was repeating. Okay, and the next line you can see the whistle and whispering, so V sound is repeating, so it is alliteration. So there are a lot of examples of alliteration. Alliteration is a figure of speech, it is poetic device. Okay, and then the another poetic device is simile. You can say simile in this line, then, sleek as lizard. Sleek as lizard, the poet compares here the softness, the smoothness of the bird with a lizard by using as. When the poet compares two things or two words uh, with the use of as and like, so simile was here. So at that situation, the simile figure of speech it uses there. Okay, so simile is there. And after that you can see the metaphor also. The metaphor is also here. The metaphors means when the poet compares the things without using like or as. Like the machines starts up. You can see here, machines starts up. Okay. So here, poet called the chitterings, the sound of the chitterings and tremor of wings, that is compared with the machine. The sound, the chitterings compares with the machines without using like or as, so metaphor is there. Okay. And after that, chitterings, whistles, you can see here another poetic device is here chittering. Onomatopoeia, there is another figure of speech is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means the sounding words which produce sounds, like the chirp, chirrup, twitching, chittering, like the chitterings. Okay. Trailings, trailing is also here. Trailings, whistling, whispering, whistle, the sounding words. So there is a onomatopoeia. So these are the poetic devices in this poem. Okay. Now the time of Hindi summary. पोएट ने ये खूबसूरत ये सुंदर पोएम लिखी है द लेबनम टॉप, टेड ह्यूज ने। लेबनम एक पेड़ का नाम है, एक प्लांट का नाम है कि जो छोटा पेड़ होता है, बहुत लंबा नहीं होता है, और उसका टॉप, उसके जो पेड़ है वो क्वाइट है, साइलेंट है, कोई एक्टिविटीज़ नहीं हो रही है उस पर, वो बिल्कुल एकदम शांत है। और उसकी पत्तियां जो हैं वो येलो कलर की हैं। येलो सितंबर सनलाइट को भी कहा गया है। सनलाइट है सितंबर के समय की, मंथ ऑफ सितंबर, जब ऑटम सीजन होता है, जब धूप खिली रहती है, तो उस सनलाइट को भी येलो कहा, येलो सितंबर सनलाइट, क्योंकि सनलाइट को येलो कहा। सनलाइट है उस समय, धूप है, ऑटम का महीना है, और उसकी जो पत्तियां हैं वो भी येलो हो चुकी हैं, उसके फल भी येलो होते हैं, उसकी पत्तियां भी येलो होती हैं, और वो पत्तियां भी पीले रंग की हो चुकी हैं। उसके जो सीड्स हैं उनको पॉइजनस सीड्स कहते हैं, होते हैं वो लेबनम के, वो नीचे गिर चुके हैं और पत्तियां येलो हो चुकी हैं। तो एक ये सीन है, इस तरह से दिखाया है। और फिर क्या होता है कि अभी तक तो बिल्कुल शांत है, पेड़ बिल्कुल भी मूवमेंट नहीं है, उसमें कोई एक्टिविटीज़ नहीं है, लेकिन एक गोल्ड फिंच बर्ड आती है। बर्ड का नाम है गोल्ड फिंच, और वो पीले रंग की बर्ड होती है, वो भी पीले रंग की होती है। तो जैसे ही वो बर्ड वहाँ आती है, ट्विचिंग, चिरप, सडननेस, स्टार्टलमेंट, और जैसे वो ब्रांच के एंड पर बैठती है और वो एक आवाज़ करती है, वो चिटरिंग करती है, वो आवाज़ें निकालती है, साउंड करती है, वो अपना गीत गाती है, ट्विचिंग, अचानक सडनली। और फिर बहुत ही वो स्मूथ है और बड़े स्मूथली, जैसे कि लिजार्ड होती है, छिपकली होती है स्मूथ, उसकी तरह वो अलर्ट है, और सडनली वो एंटर कर जाती है पत्तियों के बीच में, पत्तियों के अंदर घुस जाती है, क्योंकि वो थिक है, पेड़, जो पेड़ है उसकी पत्तियां बहुत थिक हैं, घनी हैं, और उनके बीच में वो स्मूथली अंदर चली जाती है। और जैसे ही अंदर जाती है तो ऐसा लगता है जैसे मशीन स्टार्ट हो गई है कोई। मशीन स्टार्ट माना चिटरिंग, ट्रिमर ऑफ विंग्स, ट्रिलिंग्स, ऐसे वर्ड्स यूज किए हैं पोएट ने कि अंदर जाकर के बड़ा शोरगुल शुरू हो जाता है। उसका घोंसला है अंदर, उसका नेस्ट है, वहाँ उसके बच्चे हैं, और वो सब चिटरिंग करने शुरू कर देते हैं। बर्ड भी चिटरिंग करती है, और वो अपने विंग्स को फ्लैप करते हैं, जिससे कि पेड़ के पत्ते भी हिलते हैं। द होल ट्री ट्रैम्बल्स, पूरा पेड़ हिलने लगता है, पूरा पेड़ की पत्तियाँ हिलने लगती हैं। एक वहाँ पर एक एक्साइटमेंट हो जाता है पूरी पेड़ के अंदर, एक ज़िंदगी आ जाती है, ऐसा लगता है कि पेड़ लाइव हो गया है, पेड़ के अंदर लाइफ आ गई है बर्ड के आने से। और पोएट कहता है इट इज़ द इंजन ऑफ हर फैमिली, वो अपनी फैमिली का इंजन है। इंजन का मतलब वो भोजन देती है अपनी फैमिली को, अपने बच्चों को, उनको पेट भरती है, भोजन लेकर के आई है, और उसके बाद उनको भोजन देने के बाद वो उड़ करके ब्रांच के एंड पर बैठ जाती है, और फिर वहाँ अपना वो सिर दिखाती है, वहाँ पर दिखाई देती है। कैसे है उसका फेस, एक बैड फेस है, माने एक उस पर मार्क लगे हुए हैं काला रंग का। अभी आपको मैंने चित्र में दिखाया था कि वो पीले रंग की बर्ड होती है, और उसके मुंह जो होता है, उसका फेस जो होता है, उसमें काले रंग का होता है। तो वो उसका आइडेंटिटी मास्क है, वो पहचान का निशान है उसका, वो दिखता है। और फिर उसके बाद बड़े डेलिकेटली वो जो साउंड है अंदर से, जो अब तक बड़ी तेज़ साउंड आ रही थी, पूरा पेड़ हिल रहा था, एक एक्टिविटीज़ हो गई थी, वह लॉट ऑफ एक्टिविटीज़ और लाइफ आ गई थी पूरे पेड़ के अंदर एक। और जैसे ही बर्ड्स जो है वो एंड ब्रांच पे बैठती है, और तो फिर वो आवाज़ें कम हो जाती हैं, डेलिकेट हो जाती हैं, और विसल साउंड हो जाती हैं, केवल जैसे सीटी की आवाज़ होती है ऐसी छोटी छोटी विस्परिंग साउंड, माने धीरे धीरे आवाज़ धीरे धीरे कम होती जाती है। और उसके बाद जो बर्ड है लॉन्चेज अवे टुवर्ड्स द इनफाइनाइट, वो वहाँ से उड़ जाती है ओपन स्काई में, बर्ड दूर उड़ जाती है। और जैसे ही बर्ड वहाँ से उड़ करके चली जाती है, लेबनम ट्री दोबारा से फिर शांत हो जाता है। फिर वहाँ ऐसा ऐसा हो जाता है जैसे इसमें कोई लाइफ नहीं है, शांत है, पत्तियाँ भी नहीं हिलती, कोई आवाज़ नहीं आती, बच्चों के चहचहाने की आवाज़ नहीं आती, और फिर से शांत हो जाता है। तो इस तरह से आपने देखा, ये पोएम है, छोटी पोएम है, कि किस तरह से एक बर्ड के आने से एक निर्जीव जैसी चीज़ पर भी लाइफ आ जाती है और वहाँ एक्साइटमेंट हो जाता है। और ये एक सीन है टेड ह्यूज़ का लिखा हुआ, और बहुत ही सुंदर पोएम है। तो आज इस तरह से पोएम एंड होती है। इसके बाद आपको ये क्वेश्चंस दिए हुए हैं, ये क्वेश्चन आपने क्या करना है, क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 से लेके 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, जो भी ये क्वेश्चन हैं, ये सारे क्वेश्चंस आपको करने हैं, इसकी समरी लिखनी है। ओके, सो इट इज़ द एंड ऑफ द टुडेज़ वीडियो।